next. All right. May contain content inappropriate for children. That sounds like my channel.
The world of Elite has always been a dangerous place, but with Odyssey, it takes on a whole...
No, it hasn't. I'm sorry. I can't agree with that right there. And I am listen to me. People think I'm an Elite Dangerous hater. I am not. I played Elite Dangerous for a very long time. I taught people how to PvP in it. I had a whole series dedicated to it. And like I mentioned last week, in a video that only got 2,000 views, that's okay though, that's okay. I'm just a hack. I was talking about how the Dangerous fell off of Elite and that only pretty much what's left are Elite type players. And I will put a link to that video and you can watch that because I thought it was a very well communicated idea or thought when it came to like representing what happened to the PvP community inside of Elite Dangerous. Now that I just call ED or erectile dysfunction, I'm hoping that Odyssey brings back that boner we all want. The boner we miss. Like it's our best friend. We used to get erections all the time and now we don't. And we want to get those erections back. We want the Dangerous back in Elite. Okay. Great still right there. Great still.
Whole new dimension.
For the first time, pilots are going to leave the security of their cockpit. This is going to force them to have a mentality shift from bold and daring star pilot to vulnerable on-foot troop.
The premise that we've taken with the sphere of combat in Elite Dangerous Odyssey is to take the nature of combat in space and bring it down onto the planet's surface.
One of the key elements of Odyssey's combat is what we consider the combat triangle.
For the first time, we're seeing on-foot commanders, SRVs, ships, all converging into this really unique experience that's inherently unpredictable.
All of these elements actually join.
Okay, yes, this is good. I'm liking what I'm hearing here. I just don't want this like a solo kind of NPC event. I want this to happen naturally. I want this to happen organically. I want this them to design a way in which people can get together and have these experiences, both PvE in nature and PvP. I'm not excluding people who just like PvE. There are so many people raging and the Care Bear tears will flow because they think I'm just representing PvPers and I'm not. I want to have a mix. I want the developers to design us an experience that gives us a mix of both, okay? Or allows us to have the ability to have that readily and easily. And what I'm seeing, it's wonderful. It looks great. But I want to make sure that that design is there that gives us those experiences.
Together so that the combat can span from the surface all the way into space.
By embracing ships, SRVs and on-foot troops in the same combat space, it allows us opportunities to not just have combat in terms of people just shooting each other. It also opens up opportunities for us to have more tactical gameplay.
The wide range of environments to fight in, whether that's indoors or outdoors, gives you a unique experience.
Audio also plays an incredibly important role in portraying the combat experience that we are trying to get across to our players.
One of our main focuses is making the game sound cool, but way more important than that is just communicating information to the player. So the sound mix supports the player in whatever they happen to be doing at that time. It focuses their attention on things that matter most.
Things like players' breath, just how intense are they breathing. It's all to do with the stress of combat. It's not always about the bullets and the explosions. Sometimes it's about the much more intimate things that the player's experiencing. Players will have to make critical decisions about their loadouts, and that includes the suit.
And like I said, E-Rock, you can check on my channel, type it up. It's called Bringing the Dangerous is the name of the series. It's like only 6 or 7 episodes, but I used to PvP all the time. I taught people how to PvP in the game, how to find other people in the game. It's really a good series. I'd start at episode 3, though. I'd go from 3 to 7. Those are the best episodes. And I really like the flight experience. I really love the audio. And so like a lot of people, when they come to the channel and they're new and they listen to me criticize Elite Dangerous, they think I have no background, no experience, you know? And really what I want people to understand is I was an avid fan and player of Elite Dangerous in 2015 and through 2016, and Engineers hit and it unbalanced the whole thing. And I understand David Braben, the creator and founder of Frontier Development, he went off in like a 100% kind of explorer, you know, mode in game design. And I understand why he did it, because there's a lot of people that just want to go that direction. In fact, even in Star Citizen demographics and statistics, you will see that like a good 60% of the people that play Star Citizen really just want to go in it for the exploration. So I understand why they did that, but it did cut out it did cut out the PvP community. And you know, I think the PvP community unfairly gets the griefing tag on them, and a lot of times it's like, no, that's not the way that it is, you know. And unfortunately, I think Engineers kind of took the trains off the tracks and derailed what was a balance to PvP that was already there. So that at the point when Engineers came out, you had to literally start at base 0 and grind to get at a level that may or may not be equal to another person's abilities as a ship because of the equipment. And you had to grind in a PvE format to get that equipment. And PvPers, that drove us crazy. That literally drove us crazy. Like, you can't take a PvP community and say, okay, PvP community, we're going to start you all out. We're going to erase everything that you got, and we're going to redesign the game so that you have to grind NPCs and PvE all day long song until you can get the equipment and balance yourself up to a point that may or may not be equal to somebody else. And you completely devastated. You completely ruined the experience for PvPers in that game after Engineers landed. Then Thargoids kind of brought me back, and then, you know, with Horizons kind of brought me back. So, you know, and then each time I get in there, it's kind of like the same experience. And so I'm really hoping, I'm really rooting for Elite Dangerous, and people don't understand that. You know, I don't want to see the demise of a game or the demise of a company, and it's doing very well for itself with the elite community. I'm just saying, bring the dangerous back into it. Bring the danger. That's why I named that series Bringing the Dangerous, because my favorite part of Elite Dangerous wasn't the elite part. It was the dangerous part. It was what made it fun. And that's really why I moved over to Star Citizen. Like, I was doing both. I was doing Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen for a very, very long time. Yeah, Ani watched. Ani liked Bringing the Danger. He loved it. And you know, I miss being an instructor and teaching people how to PvP in Elite Dangerous and find other people in Elite Dangerous and how to do it in a way that's not considered griefing. That's what the whole series was about. Got a little griefy. It kind of happens when you're pirate, but you try your best to be like a class act, you know, class act pirate, if you will. But the thing is and a lot of people would come to me and thank me. They would say, you know what, this was the best kind of RP experience I've ever had in a game. And they were hoping they would find me again. They were hoping I would find them again because they had such a good time. They were immersed. They were like, holy shit, shit got really real in this game when you attacked me or when you like hailed me and said, you know, watch out. And I had them damped in the whole thing. Bringing the Danger was actually how I found DG. That's awesome, Donnie. That's awesome, man. And I had a great time doing it, but I lost the flavor. I tried to bring it back. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring it back. And only within a week or two time of playing to get back, to bring that series back, I was like, there's no possible way that you can have the Danger back. There's no possible way with the disconnects and the server issues that they were having, and just the style of, or the design, I want to say, of what they put into the game. It was very near impossible to have good PvP in Elite Dangerous, and I thought that it would be actually more of a detriment to bring out the content and make people feel like it was there when it really wasn't there. I mean, and that's why I think that, like, I'm really looking forward to Odyssey. I'm really looking forward to it. I really wanted to give us that Danger back. And I really hope that, and you know what? They have been changing direction. you know, I go to the Elite Dangerous channel. They're putting out content. They're very informative. The people who are working there are trying to get people involved. I applaud that. I really applaud that. I think what they're at least they're trying, right? So like, I really am going to give them the benefit of the doubt with Odyssey. I really want them to do it. I want them to nail it, but I want them to bring back the danger in a way that it's natural and organic. And that is so very hard to do. I've been covering games for a while, and one thing I know in any game is when you can create experiences that happen organically, like really, just because that it is put in there, the game is developed in that way, and things happen organically. That is really the best experiences in gaming that you can get, and very rarely does that happen anymore in the gaming industry. It's really not an easy thing to do. And so, again, I'm hoping that they do it here. Let's keep watching. I'm sorry.
They're wearing the weapons that they're taking in. And this will differ, really, dependent on the type of situation that they're going into.
We have 3 weapon classes in Odyssey, each linked to an individual manufacturer. So we have plasma weapons, laser, and kinetic.
Those manufacturers each have a distinct style. For every weapon, the character of their manufacturer goes through every aspect of it, whether it's the look, sound, or feel.
One of the things we were really trying to do with the combat to make it authentic was to create weapons that felt both powerful and satisfying to use.
It's the small touches that make the guns feel designed and belong to a specific manufacturer, like the magazines on the laser weapons that are magnetized into the housing with a really satisfying noise that slides in.
That was cool.
As animators animating weapons, what we want to do is bring as much character to the individual weapons as possible. Weapons have 2 functions. One is to be cool, and one is to telegraph to the player
that was a cool
what's happening in the game. If you're holding a big rocket launcher, you feel very powerful. You shoot people from a distance and you can wipe out groups of people. But at the same time, having that big weapon and the mobility issues with it make you feel very, very vulnerable.
Each of the weapons needed to sound unique, but each of the family types needed to have their own sonic identity. Part of designing these weapons was to have an emphasis on gun tails. Gun tails being the second part of a gunshot. We were really fortunate enough to go to Pinewood to record a small set of weapons.
Very cool.
But in a huge variation of...
Oh, they're keeping their audio on point. I like their audio. This man should get a raise. This dude is keeping it real up in the field, man. I'm telling you what, their audio is always on point. That is one thing that you gotta praise it. You just literally gotta praise it all day long. Song. Their audio is so juicy. Like Elite Dangerous's audio has always been juicy.
Different environments, ranging from huge hangar type spaces and built up streets to kind of really small, intense, tight interiors and stairwells. So we then applied these gun tails to each corresponding weapon, so they sound different in each interior and exterior space that we created. Not only does it make the guns sound more interesting, but it also helps the player know where they are, creating more immersive experience.
It really does feel like you're in the middle of a battle. You can hear the bullets popping in the distance. You can see and hear the ships flying overhead, the AI soldiers shouting and shooting and running, the explosions flashing and roaring. It really
and that's exactly what I'm worried about. You know, like that part scares me, that they're just talking about the AI soldiers and it's going to be all AI NPC. And, you know, I get it. They're trying to give us an experience right off the bat. And, you know, kudos for them doing that. But again, like I said, if it's not going to feel organic, it's probably not going to hit me. And that's just my own that's my style gameplay that I love. You know, when I can go to a place and things just kind of happen organically, that's usually, like I said. And from what I'm hearing from her, it might feel like a copy paste, right? Exactly, Oni. Exactly. And that's my biggest concern, is that they're doing this to give us the, like, you know, boom, you know, that instant gratification that many of these kids love these days. And then just leaves you empty afterwards. You know, there's no quality, there's no substance. But again, you know, this is very beginning stages, so they can build upon this. You know, it's like game development with Star Citizen as well. You know, we were just talking about tractor beams and Star Citizen, and it's the same thing that applies here as well. So, you know, initially it may just give us that, like, instant gratification and then, you know, empty feeling afterwards, you know, but, like, at least there's something to build on. You know, like, so I'm hoping, again, And this is really an appeal to the developers at Frontier and to David, is please start putting these elements of game design in. We want it. There are so many people out there that I think want this. And I really think that the loudest voice right now in Elite Dangerous are from the Elite that just want the PvE experiences, that, you know, aren't concerned about things happening organically, that aren't concerned about PvP. And I really think that that's not, the loudest voice is not really always the right voice. It's just the loudest. So I want to speak up so that maybe I'm at the same level as the people that are the elite. And I really am the voice for the dangers. I am the danger. I just went water white. I'm sorry. But I want it back. I want it back.
It really feels like you're in a situation where any small decision could have a huge consequence. And there's something really compelling about that.
We put a lot of consideration into the combat in Elite Dangerous Odyssey. We really hope that you like it as much as we do.
I hope so too. I hope so too. And you'll even see, like, watching this on stream, for the people that will end up watching this on YouTube eventually, watching this on stream, we went down by 10 people. And it's because people really, I think, are fragile for the most part, and they can't handle criticism, and they take things too personally. And so, like, you will see that. I will never hold back my opinion because I'm, like, losing views or losing people. Like, I think that it's important to get this message out there, you know, because at the end of the day, it's about the quality of the content and being true to yourself. And it's just about speaking the truth. And I think eventually that's going to benefit our community. I think eventually talking like this will in the long run benefit our community. And it's really a reflection on the state of the world right now, when, you know, I tried to represent what I think is a balanced opinion, and you see, like, people just, you know, oh, this guy's blah, 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 or this guy, blah, 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 blah. And just, like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy to see. It really is. It just really is.